Okay, you should have already completed the top portion of this. Now on the second half of this, we're going to do calculations with significant figures. We're going to use this page here. This is the back of the Mr. Disco chart. It's loaded on Canvas, and we're going to go down here to calculating with significant figures. These are the two rules we're going to use. I know you know how to multiply, divide, add, and subtract. That's not the point. The point is to get the calculation and put it in the correct number, or Sig Figs here. So on this first one here, we're going to do the math. We're going to do a subtraction problem. So let's get that done. And it is 25 minus 10.21. Okay, and you get 14.79. So we get 14.79. Alright, that is the answer. That's not our final answer because we're going to put it in the correct number Sig Figs. Now in our rules it says we're adding or subtracting, we're going to round off to the least number of decimal places in the problem. Okay, well here we only have one decimal place, and here we've got two. This says we're going to round to the least number of decimal places in the problem, which is 1. So I only want one place after my decimal. So I'm going to round off to the 10th. Okay? This is to the 100th, 10th, 100th. So here I want to round off to the 10th. So I get 14 point, and I'm going to round this number up because this number is 5 or greater. So I get 14.8, and that is my final answer. That has one place after the decimal. Alright, let's look at this one. I'm going to take this out of scientific notation, but you can put it in scientific notation into the calculator, but that's really 0.02. 0.02 times 1.346. So we get 0.02 times 1.346. Okay, so there's our answer, 0.02692. 0.02692. Okay, and we're going to put this number into what? Well, if we're multiplying or dividing, we're going to round off to the least number of significant figures in the problem. So right here, this number has how many Sig Figs? Well, if it's in scientific notation, we're going to ignore that. So there's one Sig Fig there, and here there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want only one Sig Fig in my problem. Right now I've got how many Sig Figs? 1, 2, 3, 4. But I only want one. So I'm going to drop off or round off where? Right here, because that's one Sig Fig. But this number is 5 or greater. So that means I'm going to round this number up to 3. So I get 0.03 is my final answer. Okay, this one's subtracting. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to round to the least number of decimal places in the problem, just like this one here. So this one has 2 decimals and this has 3 decimals. So your answer should only have 2 places after your decimal. Alright, when you're dividing, same thing. Same rules as multiplying. We're going to round to the least number of Sig Figs. So here we've got 1, 2, 3 Sig Figs. Here we have 2, so our answer should only have 2 Sig Figs in it after we're done. Alright, see if you can get those done, and let me know if you have any questions.